What's up, Starcraft fans? Today we're doing the tier list for Death and Taxes in Dead of Night. So, Brian, let us hear about the mutation.
Dead of Night is the map where we have to destroy 151 infested structures to clean out the infestation. This would be easy were it not for the fact that the infested structures all spawn enemies at night and attack our base, alongside several special infested.
Alright, so how about the mutators?
Enemies sometimes carry a plague that spreads upon death to our units. Afflicted units will slowly lose health until they die, and it is not curable. Every single command, including top bars, costs money to issue, and income is much reduced. Resources can be picked up to partially recover the income reduction.
Alright, so with me are Tutu and Stickspender. How are you guys today?
Great.
Oh, that makes one of us. Oh, that makes two of us. Alright. Stickspender, how are we going to rank the commanders today?
So, the core problem today is money has been outlawed.
Pretty much.
So...
I thought it was COVID though, but sure, go ahead.
Well, I mean, yeah, Black Death is also a problem. Honestly, money being outlawed is kind of bigger, I would say. But
you know what? That's true. Yeah. Two mutators.
Regardless, it's kind of like the combination of two is very nasty. So you're going to have to, or you're going to want to have commanders who rely, well, relatively little on money, but also not with the just hero unit method blindly, because the hero units will have a bad day with the whole COVID thing. So you basically want to have just very cost-efficient commanders who also don't either have good self-healing or just can avoid the problem of Black Death altogether somehow.
Okay, how about you, Tutu?
I guess it's based on how well the commanders can do without a lot of money, or with limited money. This one is one of the worst, most annoying mutations of all the official ones.
Most annoying maps too.
Yeah, and I'm usually for Dead of Night I don't consider cheese, but for this one,
it's on the table.
You just have to do it. I'm gonna consider float cheese, but not hidden base, because hidden base is too difficult and doesn't work against Nidus worms.
Well, okay.
So I'm not gonna consider that. Float base works against more, so
things.
It's like, but that's like it's still not good, because if your ally is not in on it, then it's not gonna work.
If your ally doesn't cooperate,
it's I'll take that into consideration, but not very much.
Yeah. All right. So let's begin. Abathur, where do we put him?
Abathur is one of the few commanders that can actually solo this, because he's not really mineral limited, and he's kind of resistant against Black Death. Once you get enough biomass, so you just get all swarm hosts basically, and then once you have 100 biomass, your dudes aren't gonna die. True. And then you'll even when you pick up minerals, there's more minerals than gas, so you just make extra spines and spores.
Yes.
I'm gonna put him in A.
Hey.
It doesn't matter what your ally's doing, because he can do a lot himself.
All right. How about you, Sixpender?
So swarm hosts just don't die
once you have enough biomass.
Yeah, once you have 100 biomass, they basically negate Black Death.
Oh yes, sorry. I was thinking that we were just assuming the locusts were the ones getting Black Death and the swarm hosts were staying far enough away to be fine somehow. But no, yeah, okay. I was more thinking along the lines of just swarm hosts can just casually stay alive by themselves. Okay, good job, swarm hosts. Yeah. So A tier makes sense. You are more biomass dependent than money dependent. So yeah, you just kind of sit back and depend on biomass.
I actually had him in B because the starting position feels very weird. It doesn't feel like the usual thing for Abathur. So I was kind of thrown off a little. But Okay, if you both say A, then I'll agree with A. Without prestige, where do you have him?
Same thing.
Same thing. All right. Okay. Is that the highest we put Abathur? Or has he been S before?
Possibly.
Okay.
I don't know if he's been S before.
Alarak, where do we have him?
Alarak, he's okay. His hero unit's really good. That's what he's got. Hero unit's really good. Unfortunately, his units aren't really good.
Yeah.
His top bar isn't really great.
Cannons!
Yay, cannons. Structure overcharge is great. Unfortunately, it's gonna kind of stop being so great once you reach like night 3.
Yeah.
Death Fleet doesn't like Black Death at all.
Not one bit.
So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting experience, is one way of putting it. Basically, the easiest way to do Alarak would be to just have an ally who's on clearing. If you know that you're going to have an ally on clearing, then you just sit back and go like, okay, you go blow things up. I'll just stay here and
Blow the
wave
stuff up.
my arms at waves. I'll just
Alright.
wave my arms at infested and they'll all explode while you kill buildings. Thanks, bye.
Okay, letter.
Probably C tier because of how heavy that dependence is.
Okay, how about you, Tutu?
Oh man, I this week because of the annoyingness and like how much you need an ally for this one, it's hard for me to really rank these. So mine are subject to change, but I put them in F because
still drastic.
Yeah.
But I can see where you're coming from. Like if you're tasked with carrying, I don't think Alarak is it for the job. Like for carrying, yeah, I don't think Alarak is it because
he's gonna be costly to keep fighting. Like of course you're gonna just throw a destruction wave once in a while, but that's assuming there are no hunterlings or chokers. So if there's a choker, you're just dead, and then you can't do anything. Overcharge, yes, but if you get pulled away or something, then it's gone. He's gone.
You can call down Death Fleet and once, and it'll just like dive the choker, and it's like, cool, we did it. We killed the choker.
He can hold one entrance, but then like if your ally can't clear because they're too poor, then you have another problem. You can clear with a mothership, but it costs like 16 resources to move each time.
Yikes.
So he's perpetually broke.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I had like pretty much I cheesed with him, and it's much more fun to cheese with him than to play normally. I can say that for pretty much all the commanders. It's much more fun to cheese this one than to play normally.
Absolutely.
But playing normally, he's just like he can't even fly his base. So that's why I put him in F.
Well, Stikesbender says C, and Tutu says F. I actually have him in D or E. I don't think he's good at all when you're tasked with being the carry for the mutation. I think Tutu or Stikesbender, correct me if I'm wrong. You didn't feed a lot of supplicants to Alarak because you just used the infested to keep Alarak alive with the life leech thing?
I was very good about sticking to the whole we are using top on heroes only thing.
Yeah, so it's not as difficult to keep Alarak alive if that's your only job, since you only have to keep him active all the time so that it will assimilate the life of his enemies. But yeah, I don't think that's good enough. Like, even do you think you could solo that, Sixbender?
Solo the mission? Without cheese, no. With cheese, yes.
Yeah, with the hiding the building thing. That makes sense.
The problem is like, how do I kill the buildings? That's the neat part. You don't.
Yeah, so I think how about we compromise with how about let's put Alarak in D for now, and then we'll see where everyone else fits.
Okay.
Alright.
I feel like F should be reserved for this time commanders who can neither defend nor attack.
Yeah, I'm sure there are worse commanders than Alarak, Arcturus, where do we have him?
I thought he couldn't solo this without cheesing, but I saw a run recently that where someone used P3 and he was able to do it with ESOs. But that said, it's difficult because you need a lot of money. You need to be on top of resource collection and
get good.
Yeah.
Get very good.
So his defense is good. He has like you can use the free bunkers. That's nice. So he can hold for probably a few nights. So I'm gonna put him in B.
All right. How about you, Sixbender?
Yeah, I think that if you really know what you're doing with Alarak, he actually can hold indefinitely. However, yeah, I'm not going to like expect that to be standard capabilities of people. Do I feel like B is about right?
All right. Without
Probably
prestige,
because he's difficult.
Without...
I don't think prestige changes it either way. At least I'm assuming like prestige doesn't change it either way, unless there's something that I'm missing which would make him even higher.
Just wanted to
His weapons
clarify.
cost more.
Yeah. RD40, where do we have him?
Let's see. Artanis. So he's gonna have a few problems.
A few. Just a few.
Just a couple, you know. Just casual Artanis things. So he's can make cannons, and technically he can clear in only kind of slow. You have to know what you're doing because you're basically going to use Tempest and just disintegrate snipe the buildings. But
yeah, pretty
technically
much.
He can clear.
Yep.
Can he defend at all? No. Yeah. This one is another one where if you want to solo, you'd have to do hidden base cheese. It was really easy with hidden base cheese, but yeah. Yeah, I would say he's probably going to be like E tier, like not F tier, only because technically
there's someone worse.
He can contribute, but he's not good at contributing, but he can.
Okay, how about you, Tutu?
I put him in F, but since he can kind of contribute, he gets E.
All right, that's a unanimous E. There we go. Dehaka, where do we have him?
Dehaka, pack leaders, like they last 60 seconds anyways, and they don't cost much to use, so that's all right. One pack leader can pretty much hold 1 or 2 entrances, and for its entire duration, it's not going to die. Clearing, you can get like during the day, you can also use whatever pack leaders, primal worms as well, can help clear. It's not good,
but it works.
But it works. So I put him in D, but Alarak's in D. So I don't know. I'm just gonna say D because I'm not too certain. Like my rankings aren't too fixed, depending on what other arguments others have. I put him in D for now.
Okay, how about you, Sixbender?
Yeah, I agree with the follow-up. Just like, well, Alarak's in D, but yeah.
Well, we can move Alarak down to E, and then
I don't
Dehaka
think
down
we
to
move
D.
Alarak down with Artanis, though. Well, maybe, but
I don't know. I don't think.
I think we leave everyone as it is now and say Dehaka's probably D.
D alongside Alarak. I think Dehaka is has a more solid option with pack leaders.
Keep eating.
Yeah, he can keep eating. He can also use creeper hosts, even the regular swarm hosts, primal hosts.
Yes, but I mean, creeper hosts aren't that great at defending, and I mean,
so
they both have the.
So is
I have
he
a hero
like
unit who can keep eating? Only Alarak's hero unit is a lot better at keep eating and does way more damage output against the infested.
Dehaka has options for offense though.
Yeah.
Not realistic. Well, Does he? I mean, top bar. That's it.
Top bar.
Yeah.
It's pretty good top bars though.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we put him?
He's not that much better though.
So higher D or something?
Yeah.
Is higher D okay for you, Tutu, for now?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. This is the tier list of we don't really know what we're doing. Phoenix, where do we have him?
Both people are just like, they're bad. How bad? I don't know. They're just really bad.
Just Phoenix, where do we have him?
Phoenix. Well, at least his hero unit can cleanse Black Death by swapping suits.
Yep.
That's the best I can really say about him. Yeah. Sorry, Phoenix. There's not much better to say about you. His champions are real cost efficient. It's a shame they're really not that. Champion spam really is not that practical on Dead of Night once you get more than one angle. Basically, he's like, Phoenix is really strong for the first one night. And then he's okay for night 2. And then he's done. He's just done.
Yeah.
His work here is done.
So
his time has come.
Where do we have him?
Probably I'd say C tier, since I'd rather someone who's just like strong at both roles in the early game and then just dies if we can't kill fast enough, than someone who's like, I def, go get him, ally, or I attack, keep us alive, ally.
Okay, how about you, Tutu?
His Arbiter suit can, like, if you spread observers the same way you would use you would spread observers for solar lands, you can just summon the Arbiter suit and just like pick off buildings little bit at a time, especially with P1. Like, you have double damage.
Okay.
Also, thanks to the current patch, even if you lose all your buildings, you don't game over. So Phoenix can never lose. So he doesn't need to float a base, but he will never lose.
Float base.
That's funny. That's
you don't need to float a base, but yeah, but you won't lose. So you basically wait for your, if you have like a floating, like
if you have a floating ally, yeah, you can technically just win the game by just having the Phoenix suits just constantly come off cooldown, and then you just pick up the buildings one at a time.
Yes, exactly. And you always have them because like they'll regen. Like, as long as you have time, you can win.
That's hilarious. You have 9 hours to do it. Good luck.
Good luck. With that said, that's all he has going for him. He's strong in the first few nights, but like he can't really do anything else. It's just all his suits. The champs are just like mineral dumps.
Yep.
Caldalis is a mineral dump.
So
if you happen to have minerals.
So where do you have him?
I put him in E before, but he can't be next to Artanis, so he's C or D, and because he won't die, I guess he gets C.
Yeah, just because he won't die. That's
living.
that's immediately a buff. Like, yeah, I agree with C also. All right, Hot and Horner, where do we have him?
Hot and Horner. So they cannot defend at all.
Not at all.
With adequate defense, you can like clear the map quickly.
Yeah.
Of course. Like, you also need to get the money though. But like, if you're only focusing on offense, then you can pretty much clear the map. Normally, like, Hana Horner also has to like defend or something. This one, clearing the map quickly, kind of. I mean, it's really important.
Their offense is their defense.
Yeah. So I put them in C.
How about you, Six Fender?
Yeah, I think that kind of makes sense. And also, I would point out, it's like we were talking about having an ally who can clear for an Alarak, for example. Yay, we found one.
All right.
He just sits back and defends for you while you're just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go punch things and hope everything's fine back at home.
Cool.
Bye.
So that's unanimous C. Even with or without prestige, still C, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't use P3.
Karax, where do we have him?
Karax. So, he's really good, actually.
Really good. Yeah.
Your
Offense and defense.
buildings can hold quite well. You will probably want Colossi though, because those are more cost effective than buildings at infested killing, and you'll just have to hold position them far enough back to not catch Black
COVID.
Death.
Yeah.
Yep. And once you get your buildings and all that set up, it's basically just gonna be a matter of using Solar Lance to kill all the buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are people better than him, but not by much, so I think he could go in S tier, conceivably.
All right. How about you, Tisu?
I have no one for S this week because no one breezes through this mission. So S means breeze, like they just deal with this like it's nothing, and no one has an easy time.
Wow.
So I feel like if you're not on top of your money collection, you're gonna get run over.
Oh yeah,
in the
true.
early nights.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And if you use too much top bar, doesn't it cost like 10 minerals a blast?
Yes.
You're gonna be poor. So there was a recent solo of this one with P1. I didn't watch it, but I saw it. I saw the guy's good, and he's basically just building defense, all buildings, and then Solar Lance the structures. But yeah, so I'm gonna put him in B next to Minx.
B? Wait, Abathur's better than Karax?
Because Abathur can solo more easily.
Interesting. Well, it's not about
Karax. If you're not on top of the money, then you're gonna.
Abathur, if you're not on top of the biomass, though.
Yeah, Abathur, you have to be on top of the
biomass. I
you.
think Karax's defense is going to be cheaper than Karax's defense is going to be cheaper than Abathur, and also you don't use orbital strike and solar lance. So here's the funny thing: if I'm not mistaken, orbital strike is 10 minerals, 5 gas per shot. Solar lance is 1 mineral per shot, unless I'm mistaken. So it's like, oh well, solar lance, it's good.
I actually think that for most people, Karax is just more intuitive to use.
I could see him in A, but he's not S.
All right, so
we could put him in A.
Not unanimous, so not S. Actually, I have an S, but yeah, not unanimous. So there we go. Karax in A. Kerrigan, where do we have him?
Kerrigan can stay alive in the Omega worms. That is all. You need a lot of queens to help. If you have like 4 or 5 queens that aren't affected by Black Death, like they should be in a safe place. You have 4 to 5, maybe probably more. So you spend all your minerals on queens basically, and then you have Kerrigan zapping things, P2 zapping things and killing things. Yeah. And then during the day you can clear stuff with her too. Basically it's Kerrigan hero solo with some queens and static defense for extra help. It's not good. It's not good. So I put her in D.
D. How about you, Stetmann?
Yeah, she seems like a solid D.
Solid D.
Okay, she's D. She's
there we go, guys.
Solid for D, but she's still D.
That's the moral of this week. If you want a solid D, go Kerrigan.
Wow.
Nova, where do we have him?
Okay. So you do have very long range units that can conceivably pull things off. It's gonna be a little awkward because basically, like for defense, I mean, it's gonna be a little awkward because basically you let your defenders get Black Death once and everything is over.
I was thinking more of Ravens and turrets. Wouldn't that work better? I guess infested.
Okay, you let your Ravens get Black Death though, and it's not all over now because at least you have, repair drone on the Raven. So yeah, true, they can survive. But yeah, basically you're going to want to defend. I would suggest the Raven turrets are great and all, but you're going to want to use tanks behind buildings. Honestly, you're going to want to wall off with your buildings.
They
Then
probably
use maybe
afford
some
it.
Raven turrets as well to help with keeping people back, and then just use tanks. And then you're going to use P3, and then Nova's going to blow up all the buildings.
Yes.
Basically, it's like you have an offense cheat code. It's way better than even Han and Horner.
Way better.
It's so good. Unfortunately, as good as your offense is, your defense isn't guaranteed win because it's this mutation is pain and suffering.
Mhm.
However, it might be about as good as you're gonna get on this mutation on the flip side. So Nova is once again someone who could potentially go in S tier depending on
I'd agree with you too.
how much confidence you put in her ability to stay alive.
I also agree with S tier, but Tutu, let's hear why not S.
It's not S. She can't defend. She's
turrets
how's
and
she gonna
Robins.
defend?
Honestly,
Even though she
I
can...
think you're underestimating how few tanks
It's not.
it takes to defend.
It's not a solo. It's it's you can technically have help
even in
from
solo.
ally.
Even in solo, I think that to be honest, the first night obviously is 2 tanks is all you need. The second night, 4 tanks plus 2 liberators, 2 tanks on each side and a liberator on each side should hold. I think might need engineering bay walls, but you should be able to hold pretty easily. And then after that, you're going to probably slowly encroach upon a critical mass of tanks, assuming it gets to night 3, which it shouldn't.
I guess the hardest part is getting enough money to afford the siege tanks because of the mutators.
Yeah, you keep moving, you're gonna not have 800.
Yeah. 800 and 600 gas. I think the 600 gas is a more painful thing.
Yes.
Also, you don't... Wait. What do you mean keep moving?
You have to
You're using
micronova an offense.
You only have to give her 2 commands every 15 seconds.
Well, you have to shoot the buildings. You have to shoot the bidomes 4 times. Either way.
All right, that costs a bit of money, but to be honest, you could just use an entire extra sabotage drone. It costs you an extra 15 seconds, but it saves you 50 minerals, which, if you're that worried about being terrible at finding money on the floor.
And also, if all else fails, you can always just fly away. And then let Nova not die and just clear everything. I think that'll work.
Yeah.
I actually agree with S, but I'm trying to.
I think you're vastly underestimating how easily she can hold.
I said if all else fails. I know she can hold, but
I mean to Tutu. I think Tutu is vastly underestimating how easily Nova can actually hold here.
Yeah, but it's not a breeze, so I'm gonna put her in A.
I really think it is. I think it is a breeze with Nova. I'm gonna be real with you.
It's about as much. There are only 2 commanders here who are, I think, better than Karax. And Nova, I think, was one of them.
Yeah.
The special infested matters. So if you get a Hunterling, your tanks aren't going to do anything. How are you going to defend against a Hunterling? If you get a spotter, they're gonna crap on your tanks.
Okay, so if you are using the with Raven, if you have the with Raven, then you will honestly not care about spotter because spotter DPS is so tiny, and they
what if the spotter has COVID?
The spotter doesn't die, so it doesn't matter.
It will die at daybreak.
Yes, but they also have more attack range than COVID range, so your tanks should be fine.
All right.
Spotter should do nothing. Hunterlings will be annoying. Night 1 Hunterlings, yeah, that's going to be a case of we need a building up there or else bad things are going to happen.
Well, regardless, I don't think we're convincing Tutu to put Nova in S. If it's not unanimous, it's unfortunately not S. Oh well. Jimmy, where do we have him?
The only thing he can do is he can fly a CC to the corner.
Yes.
And cower in fear.
Coward fear.
And also, he's better than other commanders, most other commanders at the float-based cheese, because his Hyperion can stop air units on the way to the hidden buildings.
True.
Whereas, like, if you're Tychus, you can't stop the air units.
Can't stop.
Yeah. So, he's E.
How about you, Sixbender?
Yes, that makes sense.
All right.
Maybe F.
I was thinking maybe D, but all right. Maybe I placed too much faith in the float cheese. So both of you guys say E. So let's.
I was saying maybe F because I was like, I've up to this point been like I've been kind of preferring thinking of having an ally who has to be contributing heavily rather than using float cheese. But if we're counting float cheese, then yeah, he's definitely not F, but he's still E.
All right, there it is. Raynor and E. Poor Raynor. Stetboy. Come on, where do you have Stetboy? Come on.
Stetmann. Green zone's great. Unfortunately, you have Gary. That's it. You're too poor to make very much with your units. You can make Ultralisks, and you have the option of, well, you can make Ultralisk, and they have to be P3 Ultralisk, because otherwise Green Zone isn't going to out-heal Black Death. However, with P3 Ultralisks, you'll be great during the night. You'll just chew through everything, and then daytime comes, and then I don't know what the plan is. Well, the problem is you go into offense, but it's going to be a little hard to maintain enough kills for them to not die. But, I mean, it's not impossible, but it's going to be a bit tricky. So, you're probably going to expect your Ultras to die during the day. So you're not going to ever really breach a critical mass. However, you'll have Gary. He won't be like mega buff Gary, but it'll be Gary. And you'll have Ultralisks. They'll be really strong, but they'll die come morning. So I think he can go probably A, maybe B.
Okay, Tutu, how about you?
I don't think he's that good. He covers well. Like, he's in the air, so the you can E-Gorp twice, and then that's it. And he covers like one side, maybe two, depending on which entrance.
Yeah.
You will be perpetually poor. And yeah, but Green Zone is good. I put him in C.
C. Wow. Actually, I have an A because I may be putting a little bit too much faith in the ally helping power, specifically of the Green Zone, because it opens up so much options for your allies when they just have a passive buff that just allows them, just not die during daytime or nighttime. I don't know. I think the Green Zone is such a huge deal that you can go P1 even, just to have, stat zone all over the map. But okay, so Stickbetter says A or B. Tutu says C. How about we compromise with B?
My justification for higher than C, by the way, is that 2 Ultralisks will hold a side like by themselves without breaking a sweat with P3.
Even with chokers?
Well, here's the thing. Chokers. One, I don't think they can grab massive Ultralisks anyways. I'm not sure. Wait. Like, they can't grab Dehaka once he becomes massive, but they can grab massive units under other. I don't know exactly what the rule is. I'm not sure if they can grab Ultras anyways, but that's besides the point. If you chokers grab either 1 hero unit or 3 non-hero units, they will never grab fewer than 3 non-hero units. Which means if you only have 2 Ultras on that front, then unless a 3rd unit wanders over, they will never, ever, ever use their stun spell. They'll just refuse to cast it.
That's interesting.
My concern is not chokers. It's more of like they'll walk out of the stat zone range.
The vast
pull 'em
majority
back.
of their healing isn't the stat zone range. It's the like best oil buff, but even then, your stat zone range should extend a decent ways out, and if you have to pull them back, that's one single command you just had to input. That is not the end of the world.
I think at the very least, Stet Boy is better for this than Phoenix or Han and Horner. Because of the said, ally helping power of the Green Zone. I think it's enough to, I don't know, at least tip him in B. If nothing
B?
else. B.
Okay.
Okay. Do we agree with
Minimum B, but yeah, I kind of feel there's a place for him in A, but okay.
I also kind of feel, but I can see the point of having too expensive stuff to afford, and Gary can't be every alt one, so I think I'm okay with B for now. Stukov, where do we have him?
Stukov. I don't know whether using regular bunkers or P3 bunkers is better. I'm not even sure. I used P3 but I hid in a corner, so hiding in a corner is fun.
Hiding in a corner sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, he's not that good. You need money to get bunkers, and then it's like getting up to 400 sometimes seems like you're just looking everywhere. Hey, where's one more mineral? The good thing is that when the infested walk out, they collect money just randomly. They just walk over resources.
Yeah,
so
you have
way.
free resource collection basically.
And it's also cheap to control his army, which is nice. But that's about it. I put him as C, but I can see him in D. Worse than C.
Okay, how about you, Sixbender?
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain actually what strategy is here for him. To be real with you.
Feels bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, yeah, your bunkers are going to hold something, but you're gonna be doing a lot of scrambling for is there any money? Anybody? Money? Anywhere? Please?
Money good.
Yeah, he's gonna be poor. He's gonna be very poor. That's just this is the life lesson here, is that you will be poor.
Where do you have him?
He feels closer to D tier to me, yeah.
D. Wow.
D.
So both of you guys say D. So oh well, I had him C, but both of you guys say D. So let's have him D. Swann, where do we have him?
Somewhat less terrible. In that he can defend really well, and his laser drill can do laser drill things. And that's what he's got. Yeah.
Letter.
He's probably B. I would think he probably makes B, but it's it basically, by the power vested in buildings, he's B, maybe A.
One again.
Tutu, where do you have him?
I think he's better than Karax here because his cooldowns, his cooldowns, you can just use them. His factory costs 1 mineral to move, so you float some factories to the unpathable areas, and then you just dip in, use a cooldown, and then dip out or something. and he has AoE turrets.
Wait, you mean not P1? You P2 or P0 or something?
Yeah, I use P2.
Interesting.
Not P1. P1, you don't have cooldowns. Like, your cooldowns are great because even if you have to evacuate, you just like use your cooldown as soon as the laser is up, because it takes them a little bit before the laser goes down, the drill goes down. So he has the option to evacuate if necessary. So yeah, but I put him in A.
Okay. So that's A or B. I'm leaning towards A because I like Swann.
I can see the argument that Swann is better than Karax, to be honest. I mean, your top bar isn't as good as Solar Lance, but yeah, I can see the argument because your buildings have splash damage without having to worry about keeping a Colossus from getting Black Death. Like, your buildings, his buildings are better than Karax. It's just that Karax is definitely better offense. But they're close. They're comparable.
Without prestige, still A?
Yeah.
All right,
we just established that it's like top bar versus slowing drill doesn't really make a difference, and P2 is like a tiny buff prestige, so it doesn't really matter.
Tychus, where do we have him?
Tychus. Oh, Tychus. Well, he's just Tychus is good, but it costs a lot to use him, so that's not good. I don't think he can really. He can probably hold like 2 nights easily, and then later on it gets expensive, and you don't have. It's really hard to buy anything for him because you have to like stand still until you pick up 700 something minerals. So he's gonna have like nothing. He does have the option to evacuate, which is nice, but that's about it. So I put him in D.
Another solid D. How about you, Sixbender?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You don't necessarily have to stand still. You can also have him just like go a move and then just kind of watch while not pressing anything. Don't touch any of the buttons while he a moves. But the point is, it's the same deal. He has things. They're just not good things for the whole problem of money, and everyone's gonna die of Black Death. And yeah, don't use Lone Wolf. Well, or do, but you're going to have 1 hit point then, so that's going to be awkward.
All right, so D. Vorazun, where do we have him?
Oh boy. So she's not great. Okay, so you have time stop, so you can top bar solo it, and it doesn't take forever with P3. Like, you could top bar solo not taking completely forever. Will you be able to do it without cheesing? Not unless your ally is really good at making the base not die.
So Karax or Swann?
Yeah. So basically, I guess she's kind of like Haunted Horror, to be honest. Like, she can clear really well. She cannot defend.
So is that a C?
That's a C.
How about you, T2?
So yes. I think you should destroy your Nexus right in the beginning, but like after you get a building.
Of course.
Otherwise, well, you're probably gonna move your probes away from your mineral line, so I guess that doesn't matter too much. But yeah, the later the game gets, the more shadow guards you have, and then 1 time stop clears an entire area. So you just need to spread some oracles to get vision, and then time stop destroy an entire area with your shadow guards.
And then move on.
C makes sense. You're just all offense, no defense.
Yeah, all right. Just a Protoss Haunted Horner. Zagara, where do we have him?
F. Next.
Moving right along.
Zeratul, where do we have him?
Can he be S? By the power of buildings good?
By the power of cannons good?
Probably. Monoliths are free.
Yeah, they are free. And yeah, you get stronger the longer the game goes. But It's all the 2-2. Will he spare Zeratul?
No, I said no one gets S because no one has an easy time. Everyone struggles a little. I think I would rather put Nova in S than Zeratul.
I'm okay with that. I want at least someone in S.
If you need at least one S, then I would put Nova, not Zeratul.
I think it's pretty tight between Nova and Zeratul, but yeah, okay. Like, Zeratul's buildings aren't going to fall very easily, and they can just clear the map.
But can we at least establish that if you're having trouble with this mutation, run Nova and Zeratul?
Level
No,
5
that's
Zeratul can
fine.
solo this. If that means anything.
Yes.
So,
I mean, Zeratul can no mining solo this, but for once that doesn't actually mean anything.
No, it
that's
can't
actually...
because Black Death.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything because it's slim pickings. You just pick up.
Are you sure? Are you sure you can't like monolith it well enough to no mining do this?
I didn't try.
I think you can probably no mining this, but that's besides the point.
But anyway,
that's really not the point in this situation.
I'm taking a look at my run. I got 19 artifacts.
19. That's crazy. Do you even lose health at that point?
Yes, to Black Death.
Of course. I mean the cannons. The cannons, of course.
Cannons. No. Once you get like 10, you just don't lose health.
That's what I thought. I did a run on Dead of Night before up to 9 hours, and once I reached a certain period, like even aberrations don't even dent my shields. The only thing that does damage are reavers. That was the only thing I had to be wary of. So Zeratul A and Nova. Do we move Nova to S?
Sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sense.
All right.
Just because her offense allows her to clear so fast that you don't have to like fight the Stank or the Nidus, really.
Yeah.
I no longer feel as though Abathur can be an A, by the way. Looking at the other 3 people in A, they're kind of clearly a tier above Abathur, I feel.
Is that okay, Tutu? Abathur down to B?
Well, why?
I can kind of see it. Like, Karax and Swann, they'll never get broken, and conceptually, they're a lot simpler. Just get your money, buy defense. You don't have to worry about biomass. Don't have to worry about, well, you know.
Just simple question of how actually does Abathur clear?
Swarm hosts.
The enemies aren't stronger, so
you just have to
work just
just have to wait until you get enough swarm hosts to defend and attack at the same time, or
well, they can defend at night.
Just go out and then deep tunnel back. Let me see.
You can just defend at night. I had like 16 swarm hosts, and they can defend all entrances just fine. And during daytime, just attack with them.
At night 1, I had 10 supply.
All right then.
All right, so rank. Oh well, Zeratul has to be top of A, right? Because he's the one who just barely didn't get S.
Yes.
And then Swann.
Swann, Karax, Abathur.
That way? Alright, I'll take that as yes. So, for B, who's better, Arcturus or Stetboy?
I think Manx is stronger.
Honestly, I think Stetmann's easier, but okay.
I would say Stetboy helps the ally more. That's the whole thing.
Who's clearing? Like, well, Manx clears more. Like
Manx clears more. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I mean, buildings still drop broodlings when they die, so your Ultralisk can get pretty far before they expire.
Yeah. I don't mind either way. Like,
do you get the drain your own units for life? That upgrade?
I I usually just get it by accident. Like I just hit it and just don't bother canceling it because why not? It can't be worse than not having it, right?
Yeah. I don't think it really. Well, wait. I was about to say I don't really think it makes that big a difference, but no, there are definitely, unless you're against Zerg, there's going to be stuff you can suck. So yeah, probably a good idea to get that upgrade. But
Ultras suck
it's more healing.
in a good way.
Self-healing. Yes, the good kind of suck. Ultras use the good kind of suck.
So, does that justify them over Arcturus?
I think that Stetmann is over Arcturus, but
I think so too. Because maybe I'm putting too much faith in the green zone, but yeah, I really like the fact that, for example, you can have bio under the green zone. You can have hydralisks, I think. You can have workers with COVID under the green zone. It doesn't matter because the green zone.
I think that makes sense now because Manx has no money.
Yeah.
To do anything.
All right, there we go.
His defenses cost a lot.
For C, who's the best? Is Phoenix bottom of C?
Phoenix is only there because he doesn't die.
Yeah, all right, there we go. There we go.
I think Vorazun, if you're gonna go pure offense anyways, Vorazun's better.
Yeah, because you don't need money for it. You just need time. Whereas Hanahor does need money. So, yeah, I think that makes sense.
And you gotta aim precisely. Like, if you don't know how to aim.
Alright, there we go. Also, I also need to aim with my commander assignment boxy thingy. Alright, for D, who has the best D?
I would put Tychus at the bottom of D.
Alright, okay with that. Dehaka, I think Dehaka is the best in D.
Yes.
They have options for both offense and defense. Not great, but options. And then Stukov next? Stukov bunkers, like with P0, they can hold a fairly decent amount of time. You have top bars which can help you clear. And the trickle of infested will eventually, collect money for you automatically. So I think that's a plus for Stukov. So, yeah, Stukov second D?
Sure.
Alright.
He does have potential to hold better later on.
With siege tanks or something?
Because you're gonna, if your bunkers don't die, your army's just gonna get stronger and stronger.
True.
Whereas Kerrigan, all you're doing is making more queens, and then Alarak, you don't really have anything else. You just you might make supplicants to feed him, but you're not gonna really have any other units. So
yeah.
So is this the ranking for D?
I'm just the only thing that makes me feel does Stukov ever get to the power level of Kerrigan and Alarak heroes? But yeah, I guess he would eventually. So yeah, I'm okay with that ranking.
All right, between Raynor and Artanis, who's better? Raynor, right? He can fly. He can say bye map.
I think Raynor's better.
Yeah,
depends on your flavor of cheese preferences.
Yeah, bye map. All right. So there it is, guys. There's the ranking. I didn't even have to cut any commanders this week, which is great. Alright, guys. Watch Tutu and Stickbetter's channels. I will link them down below. And I will see you guys. Play Nova. Yes, play Nova. And if you have an ally who plays Nova, play Swann or Karax or even Zeratul. Anyone will know will work. I will see you guys next time.